Girl,
Not on there. We allow
good help is hard to find. I tell you, oh my goodness. I should call Mama Tia and she would.
Wait, let's start over. Okay. Something about starting the broadcast, or it'll delete your thing if
She
you
didn't start.
so start the broadcast. And I was like, what do you mean start the broadcast? I already started it. And then, I guess the Holy Spirit slowly but surely focused me in. I was like, I didn't start.
What time is it?
It's
1:04. That's not too bad.
okay.
Ooh.
Hold on, wait
she
a
didn't
minute.
started. Okay, so again, for Facebook and YouTube, we have to do this again because we were just talking and
So
we
wait a
went
minute.
live.
Our comments, well, I guess the comments are still there. So we'll
Hopefully.
see if they pop up on you know what? I'll check on Facebook and see if they popped up.
Okay. All right. I'm T. Lyn. I work with young women who is focusing on developing a relationship with God so they can identify their true identity and discover their purpose. And Chaste, this wonderful assistant of mine,
Assistant.
this wonderful co-laborer, we co-labor in this mandate.
Hello, I am Chaste, and I work with teenage girls and young women who desire to save themselves for marriage, especially like the young women who are who desire to be married and who want to save themselves from marriage during the journey. I encourage and empower them to do so, and I provide a platform for them to have the support that they need on this journey to make life just a little bit easier.
She's touched, but she's not that touched. She's looking at IG and the other technological piece.
What's your name is, Lyn?
Lyn? T. Lyn? Yes. And our goal here is to help you reach your best self, mind, body, and soul. That's what our goal here is.
We should say that, but I don't know if we'll get sued.
Saying soul.
Soul. Ain't that how they do it? Peace, love, and soul.
Yeah, that was Soul Train. Yeah, those were the days. Good days. Okay, our disclaimer. Our disclaimer is all our teachings and our comments, all of our teachings here are coming from a faith-based Christian principles, Christian faith-based principles. That's where we come from. And our mandate is to wake the sleeping army. That's what we are going. This is one of the platforms and one of the ways that we're going forth doing that. God has given us that mandate. And we want you to help us by sharing this video, especially as you listen through and there's a young lady that need to be in on these discussions. We don't know all of them, but you know some of them. So we ask that you share that so they will know that we are here to be there for them. Got it?
Got it.
All right. Last week, we talked about the power of your story. We're going to go back into that this week because last week we were laying the groundwork and the introduction and that foundation went kind of lengthy and we didn't get to finish the discussion that we really wanted to lay the groundwork on the power of your story. And we felt like it kind of got rushed, and to cut it off where we did and go on to something else would really be a disservice. So we're going to go back to Revelations 12 and 11 and pick up and roll through what we touched on last week, and then go on to what we had.
Utensils over here. All right. I was about to say Romans. Revelations 12 and 11. And they have defeated him by the blood of the Lamb and by their testimony, and they did not love their lives so much that they were afraid to die.
All right. One of the things we said last week is that they defeated them by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. The word of your testimony can defeat the enemy in someone else's life. Your testimony is your story. Your story is a compilation of all of the experiences that you've been through in life. But it does not begin to, your experiences does not begin to be woven into a story until you give all of your life to God. And that's what we were saying last week. He wastes nothing. He takes all that you've been through and all of those experiences, good and bad, and he used them. He weaves them and writes your story in it. And you're able to use that story to share with others and empower them to come out of their experience, or to give God their life so that he could begin to use their experiences and develop in them a testimony. And then they go forth and they help somebody else. It's kind of like paying it forward. It's kind of how it is. You see that? Kind of like paying it forward. So there's,
what you're putting down.
you're picking up and putting down. All right, Fox. So your testimony becomes very, very powerful in the hands of God. Your experiences can become very, very powerful in the hands of God, because he wastes nothing. He's a creator. So he's able to take those experiences and create a story and create purpose and create destiny in your life. He's a creator, but only he knows. That's why you got to give it to him, because he created you. And he brought you forward. He has a plan for your life, even from birth, probably before birth. He has a plan for your life. So if you want to know what that plan is, you got to go to the one who wrote it out. See what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Same thing. Mm-hmm. And the latter part of that scripture said, don't be afraid to die to self. Well, when I read that initially, years and years and years ago, well, just a few years ago, years and years and years ago, I saw that as actually dying. But then as the years went on and wisdom set in and God begins to reveal things from glory to glory and deeper in depth, I want you to know that dying, that don't be afraid to die, is more about, it becomes more about you dying to your old self. Your old self, those ways that you had, and that mindset that you thought about, and those habits. You are dying to those old ways that do not bring God glory, and your mind is being renewed, and you are being created into this new being that's going to walk forward and become what God truly designed you to be. And that becomes, your purpose that you're walking out, because whatever that is, there's a work for that person to do in the earth based on your gifts he's given you, your skills, your training, whatever he's going to do with it. And you're walking out your purpose. But it starts here, starts in the mind. You got to renew your mind. You got to get out that old stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like whenever somebody tries me, I don't just curse them out or plot their death anymore.
Oh, wow.
I laugh, but I don't know if that's because I'm losing it mentally or not. But I probably laugh. It's a genuine giggle. It probably looks psychotic to the other person, but I feel pretty okay. Alexa, wait, we'll talk to you later, Alexa.
Yeah, Alexa kept trying to come in on your meeting the other night.
Really?
Okay, yeah, that's what okay, is that us right there? So
yes.
I want to hold a line. I want to share this over to my, we're on.
Oh my goodness, that's it again.
Okay, just think. All right, now see, I just shared the video. So if there's anyone over there that wants to get in on this conversation, they know that we are on. So, Ashley made a statement last week that said it's hard for your mistakes to be redeemed without a redeemer.
Capital R.
Capital R. And I like that. I like that. I definitely wanted to bring that up again. It's hard for your mistakes to be redeemed without the Redeemer. The Redeemer take your mistakes and turn it into a story, which is a powerful tool when you're going forward.
Turns your mess into a masterpiece.
Ah, get it, girl. Ooh. Poetry snaps.
Turns your ashes into a crown of beauty.
Ooh. What else you got, girl?
Bring your busted caterpillar into a beautiful butterfly.
Ooh. She on a roll. I like that one.
I want another one. I gotta think of some more.
Oh, okay. And that takes God. That takes God and prayer and submission. You got to submit to it. You got to submit to the process because it can be difficult. It can be difficult giving up those old ways, baby. It can be difficult, but it is possible. With God, all things are possible. Yes, all things are possible.
Hey, Sherelle.
Hey, Sherelle. All right. And, in hindsight is 2020. When I think about what I'm doing now and how important it is and how powerful it is, and I'm giving God all the glory for this, I see why there were times in my life I can remember where I should have been dead. I can remember the enemy, making plans or putting in a strategy to take me out, but God saved me. And I often think about when I was younger. I don't even know if I was a teenager yet. And this was one of my experiences, but now I see God's protection when I go back and I think about this. But when I was younger, I lived I grew up in Columbia, South Carolina. Okay. And my godmother lived over on Pulaski Street. That was the hood years ago back then, because it's real nice over there now. My godmother lived on Pulaski Street. And there was a time when we, as a family, my mother, my three brothers, and myself, we lived on Phillip Street, which was kind of distance across town if you're driving. If you're walking. And I didn't drive yet, I walked. And I remember I wrote down the streets because I had to look them up. I haven't been back there in so long. But I used to walk from my godmother's house home. And sometimes I would overstay. I would overstay and it would be dark. And she would say, Lyn, you need to be getting on home. Or, my mom would call and she said, tell Tom, get on up here. It's getting dark. So I would start out walking. And I used to walk home from my godmother's house. And I would travel from Pulaski Street up Richland Street. Those of you that, you've been here a little bit, you're gonna be able to keep up with these streets.
And if you're from Columbia, South Carolina.
And if you're, yeah. And I traveled up Richland Street, crossed over that bridge. I made a left on Wayne Street until I walked under the Elmwood Bridge above me. The Elmwood Bridge would be going over me, and that would put me to the right of a graveyard. Over to the left, there was a graveyard over there. I think it's still there. Oh, I gotta pay attention. I gotta travel that route again. But there was a graveyard over there, and this would be nighttime, and going under a bridge at night with a graveyard over to my left. But I would walk that route, and then I would pass by my old elementary school, Logan Elementary. I don't know what Logan is now. The building's still there, but I don't know what it is now. But it was Logan Elementary School, walking on to Park Street, cutting through the old neighborhood of Price Avenue, going to Confederate Street, and then making a right and going on up to Main Street, spilling out where that Krispy Kreme was, and then making a left.
Krispy Kreme on Main Street?
Yeah, girl, they had a Krispy Kreme right there on Main Street.
Why did they get rid of it?
Life only knows. And then when I turned left on Main Street, I'd walk all the way down Main Street past. There was a dry cleaner there on the left, walking on down, going downhill. I went on another bridge, but that wasn't really a bridge. That was like a train track. A train used to cross over that bridge. And then to the left would be Elmwood Park. And then I would walk on up.
I know where you're at now.
You know where I'm at now? Okay. And I would walk on up, cross that street. What was that? Beltline, cross Beltline. Walk on up to what was a what's the chicken place? KFC, and then across the street from KFC was a Hess. So I would cross over and cut through the Hess parking lot and go back there to Phillip Street and then go home. I did all that walking at night, and I did that a many a days. But you know what? God kept me, because being a young girl, I could have been snatched. I could have been, all kind of terrible things could have happened. I could have been dead. Bottom line, I could have just been dead, because going under that bridge alone was very dangerous. But God kept me. And when I think back on times like that, how many times I made that trek from my godmother house to home, I think about, Lord, you've been keeping me all along, because you knew one day I would yield and I would say yes, and we would be here, and I'll be able to tell that testimony, tell that story, tell that experience. And see, back then it was just an experience. But when I gave my life to Christ, when I gave my life to God, God put that experience in with his weaving my story. And now it's a testimony that I can tell someone that God will keep you. God will keep you and protect you. He's a protector. Yeah. You ever had a shadow of a death experience?
Have I? One in particular comes to mind when I was in, I call it the freshwater years, because I was on some other stuff all those years of living there. I think that was from 7th grade to my junior year of high school. But it was really like, I think it reached its peak in high school. But to make a long story short, I battled with suicide and very dark and destructive and harmful thoughts, mostly towards myself. And it got so bad to the point where I don't even really know how they found out. I remember one of the guidance counselors at my new high school giving me a journal. And, I wrote all the stuff in it, and she asked to read it. And I actually let her. But that's pretty much how it got started. And they called mom up to the school. They recommended me go to this place. But I guess to condense everything down, because I don't remember all the details, we ended up at I think it was like a gateway to a mental institute, because the building was actually really nice, but I'm pretty sure they had a dark gate somewhere out back that took you to a dingy van that took you to a mental hospital. But anyways, I was at this gateway point to a mental hospital, and they had the papers in front of me to sign to be committed. And
I remember that.
Well, I guess mom was pretty much like, well, I don't know what was really going through her. I remember her yelling at me. She said she wasn't yelling at me. She was yelling at the enemy, but it looked like she was yelling at me.
Yeah, I wasn't yelling at you. I remember that very
I
vividly.
remember, I know where my help come from. I was like,
yeah. So you didn't even know what I was talking about. So that's how you know I wasn't talking to you. But I just remember that lady telling me.
I was thinking, oh, she's going preaching at me again. See, that's why we're here now.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that very vividly. I remember that lady trying to convince me to sign those papers, because she said that's the only way Ashley was going to get better. Well, the devil is a lie. I've been walking with God long enough to know better than that. And she said, you know how I know how this is familiar, because well, anyway, she said, I know how parents can be. In other words, she was telling me as a parent, I was in denial, and I needed to do this because that was the way my child was going to get better. And that I wasn't thinking, I have to think about Ashley, and and she kept going that route to get me to sign those papers. And I can't even say, this was almost like audible. I mean, I just knew. I can't say it was audible, the heavens open or nothing like that. But I had a strong knowing that I was getting a message that said, if you let her go in there, she won't come back. Baby, that's all you need to tell me. And I know the day that was God telling me that. But in the moment, I didn't know. I just knew I was not signing those papers and she could not go in there. So being the, calm mother that I am and sweet and, just delicate, I simply said, no, we are not signing these papers. It so did not go like that. I'm messing with you. Man, yeah, like she said, I said, she has not signed those papers. No. I was angry at the enemy because I knew he was there. I knew he was behind all of that. So anyway, we refused to sign the papers. And sure enough, here she is today. God delivered. God delivered. We saw deliverance. So when you give it to God, he is able, and somebody needs to hear that, because somebody is battling or has battled and is battling with depression, even maybe to that point. And see, her testimony has just encouraged you that with God, it could get better for you. With God, you could come out. And that's what a testimony is. That's the power of a story. That's the power of a testimony. Because of what you just heard Ashley Chaste saying, what she went through, been there, done that, and giving her life to God, God began to do a work, a transformation there, a mental one at that, because she no longer battles with whatever that was going on in her head, at least not as much. She's still kind of.
I'm not suicidal.
No, she's definitely not suicidal.
Oh no. I remember sitting right there during that time, and I was actually willing to sign it. But when I went to grab the pen and thought about writing my name on that paper, I just got this overwhelming nervousness and nausea. And I was like hesitant. And it was like, I think it was, I don't even remember if you were fussing and hollering at the same time. But I remember that's what I was dealing with in that moment.
Internally.
Like, yeah, because it's like I wanted to sign it, but I was hesitant for some reason.
I wonder if you wanted to sign it because you just wanted it to stop and you wanted to get better. And you thought that was the way to do it. Do you think that was it?
It could have been. That whole situation is kind of
fuzzy now, huh? Yeah, but it was a time. I remember that, because when that counselor read your journal, that's when the phone calls at work for me started. And I was fortunate enough to be in a position. I was a literacy coach at my middle school, and I was in a position to where I could make arrangements to leave. It wasn't like I had a classroom and I was locked down to children all day. I could make arrangements to leave and go see about her. But this particular day, when they told me they were taking her down, I think it was Bull Street. They were taking her down, and she was possibly going to be admitted. I said, oh no.
And she fussed at me every time she had to leave work, which didn't really help the situation.
Yeah, it didn't. I was fussing at the enemy,
and
baby.
Were you?
Oh, I was fussing at the enemy. Now, I was fussing at the enemy when we were sitting in that place. That wasn't about you. I saw him. I saw him in there manipulating and doing all that mess, trying to take you out. But it was because of that man. God knew that he knew that mandate was coming. Or if he didn't, he knew something big was on the horizon. But we're going to be talking about just whatever God leads us. And we said this last week, whatever God leads us to discuss and to bring and present and to teach on. That's what we're going to be coming to do. We'll be here on Saturdays, 1:00 Eastern, 1:00 Eastern. And we managed to get our IG up live. So we'll be IG, Facebook, and YouTube on Saturdays. So if you know young ladies that need to come in on these conversations and be a part of this interaction, then make sure you share this and let them know that we're here. If they come in at any questions, anything.
Yeah, we're live on Instagram under my Instagram account at Chaste by Choice. It's spelled just like it is on the screen.
And the way to get in touch with us if you want to reach out is if you're on IG, you can go to the profile and you will, if you want to, if you know a young lady that wants to be a part of uh, Chase's support journey, not her journey, but want to take that choice. I'll let her talk about her stuff because I'll mess it up.
Yes. So if you want to join the journey or you're curious at all about anything that I do or have going on, if you're on Instagram, you can click the link in my bio. If you're not on Instagram, you can, there's either on Facebook or YouTube, the links should be in the comments below. It's linktree/Chaste by Choice, linktr.ee/Chaste by Choice, and the same for hers.
Yeah.
The link is in her bio under Lyn Compositions, or you can type in linktr.ee/t.lyn. But for mine, it's Chaste by Choice. I'm gonna go straight to my profile and click the link and try and show y'all. This is what it looks like. I think I need to straighten that out.
Sure, I do too.
Yeah, I was just trying to make sure that you saw it. Yeah, this is what it looks like under my profile. The first one says Cooking with Chaste. That's a link to my cooking classes, to my personalized one-on-one cooking lessons. They are $49.95 if you want to join, and you can learn how to cook anything that I have listed on that page on the website, or you can submit a request and I'll see if I can make it. And if it comes out right, then you got it. I have a freebie. This is a PDF file. The second one, the PDF file, is called Why Keep Your Cookies. That's a free resource that you can read that pretty much talks about some benefits of saving yourself for marriage. On my website, you have Join the Journey if you're interested in learning more or connecting with my Pillow Talk sessions, which is the young adult support group. You can click the Join the Journey tab and fill out the contact sheet on my website, and it'll send me the information and just let me know like what you're interested in at the time. Then there's merch, like my hoodie. Oh, wait, this is not a hoodie. What is this? A sweatshirt. Let me bring this down. Like my sweatshirt, it says Chaste Life. Right now, everything says Chaste Life. I have sweatshirts, t-shirts, and hoodies that you can sweatshirts, t-shirts, and hoodies that you can get. It says Chaste Life, and they come in a bunch of different colors: merch, modern modesty, and I also have a YouTube channel that has Why I'm Saving Myself for Marriage Part 2. You can watch Part 1 if you want, and A Night Full of Bad Decisions, which is a funny one that I think you guys will enjoy. So yeah, go on there, check it out, browse.
Yeah, and on Lyn, if you want to, when you click the link, you'll get the gift of transparency. You'll get my story. It's a video there. You can click that and see that. You can actually order. I have a limited supply, but you can order an autographed copy of my book, Becoming Daddy's Little Girl, How to Overcome Rejection and Release Abandonment, how to get through that. And if you order you have to order on the website for the personalized autograph copy, because otherwise you'll be ordering from Amazon. So the link will take you to our organization's page and you can order from there. And under that, you can sign up, you can book a free consultation to see if we are a good fit, if I'm someone you may want to work with as a coach, because I have to make sure we're a good fit, because there are different coaches and every coach is not for everyone. And I want to make sure that I'm going to be a benefit to you and I can deliver on the goals that we set. So that's what the free consultation is for. And as you go on, mine look like this. It's kind of pink. I kind of try to make it match the book color a little bit. Yeah, I try to be girly because I grew up with three brothers. I was the only girl in the house. I was kind of a tomboy. Anyway, I have a freebie for you. In that first banner under Wake the Sleeping Army, you can get a free guide, and it's titled How to Heal from Abandonment and Rejection. You're really going to get a lot of benefits out of that. Change your life. It will change your life, and that is free. And so you click that banner, you can go in there and do that. And I have teachings on my YouTube page, Lyn Compositions. You can go and enjoy those and really begin to grow in God on those. Next banner is poetic storytelling. I do consultations, coaching. You get 3 sessions, and after that, you will get a personalized. I told you I'm a poet, and I've been doing this for years and years and years and years. And you get a personalized poetic story based on what the focus was of those coaching sessions. So that's a very unique way that God uses me. So if you want to experience something like that, feel free. And we also have a link. I have a link on there to the Daughter's Place. That's our organization. If you want to go over there and check that out, where we mentor young ladies to find their true identity. That area pretty much focuses on the teenagers. But so I wanted to let you know what we have available. And with that, we're going to wrap it up for this week, and we'll be back next week. We don't know what we're going to talk about yet. We're going to pray about that and ask God, and then we'll be back. All right. So we don't have our closeout on the other one. I used to say, be there or be square.
Yeah, we don't really have a closeout.
And then Mama T, that's the lady in the other or in the organization. She always say, be good and allow it. But yeah, we're gonna work ours out. It'll come up in time. Mm-hmm. So until then, be blessed and be encouraged, and we will see you next week.